Hey guys, TRScientist here, and today I am back for day number 21 of r/ProRevenge, where today I have 3 stories lined up of more more relaxed style. If you ever really read these type of stories, like a bit more relaxed than normal. We'll start off in the middle. I was recently privy to this email conversation from a friend who is a tabletop RPG developer. Names and details have, of course, been changed. From Chris email to Tom email. Cancel orders help. To whom this may concern, I am inquiring personally about new popular RPG, which was recently released by Big Explosions. We have placed several orders for large quantities of this title due to high demand, and each time we place it, we receive the below message of that our order unfortunately had to be rejected. I understand this may be a glitch in your system of some sort, but I would be very appreciative if you could resolve this so we can order this title. Yours, Chris, owner, Big Down Home RPG Game Store. From Tom to Chris. Big Explosions, establishing stuff, including clickety. Alright, cancel orders help. Hi Chris, it's been a long time. I don't know if you remember me, but I actually grew up in hometown and frequented your store through middle school and high school. Your store and the games we played have made an incredible impression on me and influenced my career path. It made me want to write and develop role-playing games, which led me to start small indie gaming co. Move out here to Seattle to collab with other developers and develop it. You might recall back in 2016 that New Popular RPG was initially released as an indie title called New Less Popular RPG. We fronted the costs on publishing and marketing and sought out game stores in the Northwest United States to playtest our games. I, however, never forgot your kindness and those trips spent in the back room of your store playing Magic the Gathering and D&D. So I took a 16-hour road trip to show up at your store and personally ask you if you'd be interested in selling it on your shelves upon release. At that time, you told me that you only had room for big titles and that you couldn't accept every indie RPG developer that knocks on your door. I then offered to send you 3 copies of the title to sell for 100% profit, because honestly I just wanted to have my own RPG on the shelves in the store that was so important to my youth. But you laughed. You laughed, and told me again that you only have room for big titles, that the RPG industry was really cutthroat, and that you didn't have room for even 1 copy of my book. Last year, in 2018, I was privileged to merge with and acquire the much larger Big Explosions Publishing and all of its titles. We are sincerely blessed to be able to share the love of RPGs internationally. And this year, we re-released my game as New Popular RPG with a $500,000 marketing campaign that has been incredibly successful. In conclusion, Chris, you are free to order absolutely any title from the Big Explosions distribution list. There are many to choose from now. However, the distributor has been given strict instruction to distribute new popular RPG, or not to distribute new popular RPG to your store. I'm sure there are much bigger titles that can fill your shelves. Yours most sincerely, Tom, Director, Big Explosions Gaming. Edit. I have been getting requests for info about the game or the store. I cannot and will not divulge this info as it would be in violation of Rule 4. Thank you. Okay. Honestly, yeah, it's on the tame side. Like, yes, he did laugh at this person, and I don't like the pro part is more the fact that the person that got laughed at got more successful than the person doing the laughing. But is that enough for it to qualify as ProRevenge? I feel like it would be in the top end of regular revenge for this story, actually. Let's move on to the next one. Trick me out of my laptop, you'll give me your car. 13 years ago, I was in my late teens, living on my own and really struggling to live financially. One of the few possessions I had was an old laptop. My laptop had stopped working properly, and while I'm fairly proficient in using a computer, I had no idea about fixing them. I did a bit of searching on the internet, but couldn't get it working, so I asked my stepdad to take a look. He has a quick look and says it's fucked, but he'll take it off my hands if I don't want it, so I said sure. If it's broken, then it's no good to me. 10 minutes later, I walk in the room and he's using it. I asked if he fixed it, and he says, yeah, thanks for the laptop. Oh, fuck your stepdad. I was obviously pissed. My mum said she wasn't getting involved, and his only response was that he did a quick internet search to find the fix, and I could have done the same. I was broke, and he took one of my only possessions, even though he had a PC and a laptop already. Oh, fuck that dad, then. Fuck the stepdad. A few months later, I was visiting my mum and stepdad when I had an idea. While I am useless with computers, I'm very competent with mechanics, especially Audis, and my stepdad had a 2001 Audi A3. Before coming in the house, I went under his car and unplugged the oil level sensor and the vac line for the turbo. Later on that day, he went to go to the shop or something. When he started the car, it threw up oil warning lights on the dash and wouldn't boost, so he turned it off and had a look of concern on his face. I went out to ask him what's up, and he said that something's gone majorly wrong. He says something along the lines of catastrophic turbo failure or engine failure. He's already spent quite a bit on repairs, and he didn't want to lose any more money on it, so he spoke to my mum about just cutting his losses and scrapping it. I asked how much it's worth at the scrapyard, and he says, £100 or euro. So I ever so graciously off 120 to take it off his hands, to maybe part it out, which he accepts. He signs over the logbook title and wrote me a receipt of purchase and handed the keys over. I walked outside, lifted the bonnet, pretended to look at my phone for a minute, went under the car and plugged the vac line and oil sensor back in, fired it straight up and drove around the block. When I got back, I gave him the thumbs up and said it's all fine now. His mouth was wide open and he was super pissed, and my reply was, you could have found the solution too with a quick internet search. He tried arguing that it wasn't fair, and if it's working then I can't just take his car, but I just said he didn't have a problem tricking me out of my laptop, and that he already signed the car over to me, so tough luck. My mum kind of laughed and said she's not getting involved and that it was his own fault. I still have the car to this day, and it's practically in showroom condition and runs sweet. And let's see the car. Nice. I don't know my cars that well. Guys and gals, it's not that unbelievable. I've tricked someone into thinking their car was broken so that I could have it. Yes, it's 100% true. Yes, I know I'm an asshole, and I don't deny that it was a douche move, but I thought people might get a kick out of a bit of revenge. Like, again, is this really pro-revenge, though? This one feels like it would be in the top end of the regular revenge subreddit. When I say that, I mean like the super pro section flair. But let's move on to this last story. A co-worker was eating people's lunches, so I poisoned them, and got them fired. So I like to bring my own food into the office, and we have a fridge to put things into. And I have my food in tubs with my name on them. A co-worker would sometimes not see people's names on food and think it was theirs, so would heat it up and eat it, and then apologize. They did this enough for it to be an annoyance, but not enough for employees to really care. This has been happening with my food for once or twice a month. Last month I had enough and I like spicy food, but don't bring it into the office as sometimes I'll let people try some of my food and my cooking. I ordered a bag of ghost chili peppers, the second spiciest pepper in the world, and put the full bag into a big pot of chili that would last for several days. I took this into the office and had it for lunch every day. Midweek, my lunch went missing, and I was waiting for the person who was stealing my lunch and get a shock when they ate my lunch. What happened in reality was someone got sent home sick, and the next day they were off, and I was told they went to the doctors for stomach pains. 2 weeks went by, and the co-worker who was off refused to talk about it and said HR was involved, so I knew they were going to try to get me fired. I went home and ordered another bag of ghost chilies and made another batch of my chili, this time with only one chili in a single tub. I put this in the freezer, and the following Monday I was told I had HR meeting that day. I refused and said they need to give me 24 hours to find someone to come into the meeting with me, and the next day I had my manager come into the meeting and brought my now heated ghost chili infused chili. The long and short is, I was told I could be fired for trying to poison the person who was stealing my lunch, and I asked if they admitted to stealing people's lunch, which they did. I then said I have a batch of the chili in question with me, and I like spicy food. My liking of spicy food shouldn't stop me from having it at work, since it doesn't smell when heated, like fish, and my manager agreed it was on the person who took my lunch without knowing how spicy it was, and I should not be held liable if they eat something of someone else's that doesn't agree with them. My manager and I then ate some of the chili and offered it to the other people in the meeting, some of which tried and agreed it was spicy. While it was spicy, it was clearly what I liked, and I was fine eating it. The meeting ended and nothing happened. I wasn't taken into another meeting and my lunch wasn't taken anymore, but the person who had stolen my lunch got a slap on the wrist and was allowed to stay at work. The lunches started going missing again, so my manager went to HR to say that lunches were going missing, and he knew who was taking it and had proof this time. And when they asked for the proof, he presented the meeting record with the line highlighted where they admitted they had stolen lunch, and the line where HR had said this was not what the meeting was about. They were fired the next day for theft of property and told they would not be given a reference. TLDR, a co-worker was eating people's lunches, so I poisoned them and got them fired. Just nice. I love how people just like, I'm okay with stealing people's food at work, but you don't know what's in it. It could be something spicy, it could be something mild, it could be something absolutely gross that this person likes to eat. Like, I don't know how people could be that stupid. Anyways, I'm going to end this episode. Oh, I should actually be on the... Anyways, I'm going to end this episode here. Links will be in the description to my main channel and also the second channel, where there's links on the screen to the playlist and the last episode. Go check them out. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. Ding, a ding. I'm Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist out.